great to see you. Welcome to the show.
Surreal, actually, being on this side of it. It's so fabulous.
Were we zooming?
I'm a fan. I just watch it all the time.
Oh, stop. Well, we've talked about your show. Mary McCartney Serves It Up.
Yes.
It was nominated for an Emmy, by the way. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
You do that, you host. You're an amazing photographer, by the way.
This documentary, If These Walls Can Sing, was nominated for a Critics' Choice Award.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was
look at
surreal.
you, just getting nominated left and right.
Do you know what won? Do you know what beat me?
No.
Get Back.
Oh, my gosh, hilarious. So your dad's documentary?
I was happy with that.
Yeah, exactly, I guess so, yeah. But when they offer you this documentary, and where it comes to, I don't know if you thought of the idea, or do you go like, it's 90 years of Abbey Road Studios?
No. It was brought to me. The producer, John Batzek, who's like an Oscar-winning documentary director, he texted me and he was like, have you thought of directing documentaries? And as a photographer, it's kind of a natural progression to go into directing. So I was like, yeah. He said he was doing a documentary about Abbey Road, 90 years of Abbey Road. Yeah. I had no idea that Abbey Road was 90 years old.
Yeah.
The reason I really wanted to do it, was a funny reason as well, was there's a picture that I saw in a book at Abbey Road of my mum leading a pony across the zebra crossing in the 70s. Oh, you have? Yeah.
I have this.
This is in the documentary. This picture.
How is this?
It was sort of like, well, I'm destined to do this documentary, really, aren't I? If that's,
how did they get a pony? Why is a pony going across?
That's just like my mum. She loved horses and animals, and she was going to work, and she's like, let's take... The pony's called Jet. She was like, let's take Jet to work.
So you're just going to take a pony to work? Why not?
As Dad says in the documentary, I kind of bring this in at the beginning, he says, I don't think he disgraced himself either.
No, yeah. No, he was fantastic.
And also, it's like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon was recorded there.
Yep.
All of the John Williams I interview, all of like Indiana Jones, because Studio One is the big classical space, and that was in danger of closing down because all the main classical recordings had done and business was drying up. So they were using it as like a badminton court, like it was empty and vast.
Is that
and
right?
they were looking at making it into a car park. And then the manager, Ken Townsend, found out that a studio was closing, a film studio in Denham had lost its lease. He brought in the contract and quickly put a projector in and a screen. And one of the first people there was George Lucas and John Williams doing Indiana Jones.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
So the movie kind of saved the movie industry saved the Abbey Roads.
See, I'm such an expert now.
Yeah, now you can tell me everything about it. Yeah. Well,
didn't you know?
Well, everyone just called it as like, oh, that was the nickname of the studio?
It was called EMI Studios, because it's part of EMI.
Okay.
And then everyone called it Abbey Road because it's on Abbey Road, and then the album made it famous, and then Ken Townsend, it didn't change the name till 1976.
After the album.
Yeah.
And you actually brought us a sketch that your dad made of, this is pretty awesome.
So in the documentary, I interviewed Ringo, and he was like, oh, you know, we were thinking of going... Because the engineer had a packet of cigarettes called Everest. So they were like, oh, should we go to the top of Everest and do a photo shoot, call it Everest? Or should we go to, you know, Hawaii?
Yes, the final, that's the Beatles album. Everest is the last album.
And then they were like, no, let's just go onto the zebra crossing. And Dad drew this, sketched out this picture, which is kind of very close to... pretty much what it did. This one up here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it ended up being the most famous. I mean, that's basically the sketch.
It's a great picture.
That's the sketch. Yeah.
I know, it's good, right?
That's unbelievable, yeah. And you obviously got to interview your dad for this. Was that awkward for you?
They all, Dad included, they all kind of came... A lot of them I interviewed in Abbey Road in the studio, so they felt the feeling. It's like this feeling of warmth and inspiration when you go in there. So they all brought their game. But there was a cute moment when I was sitting with Dad and I was like talking, I've really well researched and being really professional. And he kind of glazed over and he was like, oh, that's my daughter. You're like a female director directing me. And I was like, get back to work.
yeah, come on now, let's go to the studio.
Tell me.
It's really fascinating. I want to show everyone a clip. This is If These Walls Could Sing. Take a look at this.
I remember playing on a Barrow Night session here, and Hey Jude had just come out. So I was standing with Bernie, and your dad came in the door and said hello to the Barrow Night, and that's the first time I'd ever seen anyone that famous in my life. And I kind of froze, and Bernie did too. And the Baronites asked Paul to play Hey Jude on the piano, and he did. And Bernard and I have never forgotten it. It's like, oh my God, we saw Paul play Hey Jude at the time the record came out.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Mary McCartney, If These Walls Could Sing, premieres December 16th on Disney+. We'll be right back with a performance from Adam Blackstone.
Hey, hey.